All right, we are back for yet another review for Black Ink Crew New York. We are on season 7, episode 6. I believe this is I'm a week behind, but hopefully I'll be caught up after tonight. But I also lost like 6 minutes worth of footage on the last video, so sorry about that. But it really wasn't a whole lot that I missed other than talking about Sky putting her hands on Herb, and in return, him lighting her damn head up equally. So, yeah, that was pretty much all I missed, and just talking about the grand opening and the supposed vandalism. So let's get into season 6. No, season 7, episode 6. Okay, so Bay is giving this horrible attempt at reconciling with Cease because he has the attitude that she let Puma and Richard in the shop while he was gone. So, she doesn't know how to cook American barbecue type items, so it looks really pathetic. And, she goes, hey, Cease. She starts to pay him compliments as well, and none of those attempts are working. So she goes, hey, come with me. I have a surprise for you, and it's a box, and it's moving. I thought it was a puppy, which would have been weird, because why would you get a puppy? But it was a new receptionist, and her name is Toki, and I can tell you that I'm not going to like it, because she just jumps out the box, surprise bitches. Like, so that's her initial introduction to the show, surprise bitches. Those are your first words to your employers and your coworkers. So that's great. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting, nonetheless. Side note, in the confessional for this particular scene, Melody has on a very nice, might I add, a very nice lace wig, and the color is nice and everything's good. I don't like it. I don't like it. I like her boho chic, flower child, dread type situation. So this wig, it's gotta go. So cute. I don't want it. I don't like it for her. Okay, so moving on to the next scene, and Alex shows up to Donna's apartment, and he's kind of deflated, and he's not really excited to see her. And he kind of explains to her, Donna, where were you? You weren't at my dad's surgery. You didn't answer my texts or my calls. So where were you? And she was kind of, before he asked her that, she was like, yeah, me and my girls went out and just woke up, and we've been turning up, shaking ass, whatever. And then he was like, well, where were you? You weren't at the surgery. And she was like, oh, Alex, I forgot. Um, and Alex is like, you forgot? Like, that doesn't even make sense. So, essentially they get into this back and forth, and she's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, I'm just going to take some time for myself until I get my head on right. I'm going to guess, this was a real relationship and not a for TV relationship, because he seems genuinely affected that she didn't bother to show up, call, or anything. And his dad was basically, on a life or death situation, and she was somewhere turning up, not concerned. So, Donna's pretty fucked up for that. I gotta admit, whether it was fake for TV or whatever, just the thought of it is kind of fucked up. And I can see this whole relationship. It just became official like 2 episodes ago. It'll be over in the next couple episodes. Just my prediction. All right, we are back from the break, and sees this talking to his daughter Cheyenne, and she's kind of standoffish, and she won't give him a hug. And he's trying to figure out, like, what's the problem? And, she's like, whatever. She kind of has an attitude. And she was like, you missed my film festival. And slow down. You missed my film festival. It's hard to say that. And I wanted you to be there. And he was like, oh, it kind of slipped my mind. And she was like, it kind of always slips my mind. And in his confessional, he was like, I know teenagers are hard, but I thought this was just going to be a fun day of shopping. And, rewind back a little bit. He goes, I know you have attitude right now. You want to go get some ice cream? And she was like, I'm lactose intolerant. And he was like, since when have you been lactose intolerant? She's like, since I've been born. So that lets me know, like, sees you've just been buying stuff and taking her shopping, but you haven't been spending time. To not know that your daughter is lactose intolerant, it's not a good look. It just means that you've been showing up, spending money, and leaving. Like, that's been your role. So slow your roll, get to know your daughter. Anyway, and he was like, oh man, it just slipped my mind. And she's like, yeah, it always slips your mind when it comes to me. So that was a little bit disheartening, and she's do better. Like, just do better. And that whole thing may have been, I remember in past seasons him and the baby mama were going back and forth with the child support stuff, and he was in and out of jail, so that may have been an obstacle. But as a man, that's no excuse. That's your child. Do what you need to do to spend time, get to know her, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm glad she told him though. And side note, Cheyenne said she created her own film. She was in a film festival and she won first place. That's just pretty dope to me. Just from the artsy side of me, that's pretty damn dope. To have created your own film, put it together, wrote it, submitted it, and to win first place it's really cool. Good point Cheyenne made. And he was like, you and your mom need to understand that I'm building this empire for you. And she was like, Dad, I understand that you're building an empire, but that's not the only thing that's important. Which is, kind of how I summarized what she told him. So hopefully he takes it to heart. All right, so today is Toki's test for body painting to see if, she earns a spot as an apprentice slash receptionist with the Blanket Crew. It's kind of cool having a body painter on the show and not just tattoo artists and aspiring tattoo artists, because it's just yet another form of art in some other form. So that's interesting. She did a really good job, on the girl. It could have used a bit more detail, but she only had 2 hours as opposed to her traditional 4 that it takes to do body painting, because C's had somewhere to be. And she kind of talked a little bit about her story and getting, I'm not prepared to talk about her story without having a breakdown, so I'm not gonna do that. But basically just saying how she gets her art is her way of coping with what's happened to her in the past, and yeah, so interesting story, and we'll see maybe how that manifests in her behavior, because she's definitely going to contribute to the shenanigans that are going to take place these next couple episodes. So yeah. All right, so C's, or no one else for that matter, that's present in the peanut gallery at the moment, likes Toki's body paint, which it could have used a little more work, but it's a hell of a lot better than any of them were willing to do. So whatever. So she gets frustrated. She walks away and starts crying, and then Bae kind of gives her this pep talk type thing. You need to woman up. I'll make sure C's gives you a second chance, and maybe you'll do better. But crying doesn't work here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens after the break. I mean, she's gonna be on episodes. Why can't I talk? She's going to be on episodes in the future, so of course something worked out. Back from the break, and they are having a panda-themed party with 2 strippers or dancers with panda heads on. Okay, as usual, it's always a party. So, whatever. And, what's his name? The guy who sings the panda song. I can't think of his name right now. He shows up as well. Not real sure why he keeps having a recurring role on Black Ink Crew, but he's back. No speaking roles this time. So, yeah. Then Toki comes back and pulls Caesar to the side and pleads her case yet again, saying that she's an artist and she's sensitive about her shit, and, nobody wants their art torn apart like that, but she understands that she'll be the best damn receptionist he's ever had. Same spiel that every receptionist he's ever had is given. And, yeah, she got the job. All right, so the party's still progressing, and Kitty and Sky go outside to get some air, and Donna walks up looking all dejected and sad, and explains everything that happened with her and Alex, and also explains that Mo reached back out to her and wants to come get the rest of his things that he left over there and to have a conversation. So I don't know what more he needs to say, but that's going to be a problem, I'm sure. And in true Donna fashion, her scene could not end without her being messy. And she lets him know that she invited Jada. Yes, recently fired receptionist Jada. Yay. All right, and Jada finally shows up. As soon as she walks in, Donna makes her aware that there's a new receptionist and they're not her friends because they hired someone else to do the job. And Bay goes, hey, Tope, come say hi to Jada. I don't know why that was important. And then they start to argue and blows are thrown, as usual. We are back from the commercial break, and Cease showed up to his baby mama's brownstone to take pictures with Cheyenne for her 8th grade prom because she earlier in the show she said she didn't have a date, so he brought her corsage and he was all dressed up and he looked very nice, except he had on those god awful Gucci leather slide joints with the fur out the back. Those are house shoes. I don't care what nobody say. Those are house shoes. Don't wear those out. They're ugly. I digress. He had those on with the suit, and she came out and she looked very nice. Like her mom said, she looked very and like her mom and C said, very age appropriate. No boobs out, no butt out, good length. She looked very decent. She looked very nice. So that was definitely nice. I guess he's been listening, or he knows that this is going to air nationally, and we're gonna judge him. So yeah. All right, so the episode progresses, and Caesar's like, you know what, I actually got you a limo so you can stump on the other kids at school. And then he was like, you know what, since you don't have a date, I'm going to be your date. And she was like, wait a minute. All right, pump your brakes. It was cool for you to stop by and take pictures, but be my date. And he was like, yeah, I've been working on my dance moves. And she was like, yeah, you can be my date. Just don't embarrass me. So that was definitely cute. You can tell she's like, she turns into like a little giddy little girl when she's around her dad. So, that's really cute to me. And they go to the prom and have a good time. And, like he said in his confessional, he didn't grow up with much. So he thought buying her a whole bunch of stuff and, taking her a bunch of trips was what being a parent was about. But he's been missing the point. So I'm glad he got the moral in just one episode. Great, wonderful. And, yeah, she says this was the best night of her life. And I guess that's all that matters. Okay, moving on. So Donna decided she was actually going to meet with Mo and give him his stuff back and hear him out. Still don't know why, but she did. And an hour passes, hour and a half passes, 2 hours, 3 hours, no Mo. She finally gets in touch with him, and he cursed her out like a dog. He cursed her out like a dog. So I don't understand what the whole premise was. Maybe he just wants to be on TV again or in another episode. I'm not sure, but Donna, let it go, sis. Just leave it alone. You're about to mess up something good with Alex for Muhammad, which is Mo's real name. Which ain't nothing wrong with that, but don't do it. Don't do it. Mo look like he is from the Beat a Bitch Up tribe, so he might actually beat you up. So yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm cracking up. So Tati takes Sky to lunch or dinner or whatever time of day it is to confess that she actually likes Teddy and he likes her, and she just wanted to be upfront about it and not kind of sneak around about it, I guess, like Jada and Ted did, even though I don't think that was the case. Whatever. And she's just kind of sitting there with bated breath like Sky, and Sky's just sitting there like, with that deranged look in her eyes that she always has. And she kind of puts her head down for a few minutes. It's probably seconds, but it's minutes in the TV land. And she goes, I appreciate you for just coming to me and telling me and not sneaking behind my back to be with them or whatever. And that's it. I have to say that was one of the most mature things I've ever seen Sky do in 7 seasons of this show. Other than taking it upon herself to reconnect with her sons. Top 2. Most mature thing. Top 2 most mature thing I've ever seen Sky do. So that was nice. That was really nice. I don't know if she's going to have an attitude later. She did tell Tati, she was like, yeah, I don't even like Teddy like that, which we all know is bullshit, but whatever. And she actually knights Tati in the middle of a restaurant with a butter knife. I mean, I guess that was hilarious to me. So yeah, Tati gets to live another day. Alright, so Jada shows up yet again. Who keeps buzzing her in the building is what I need to know. Like, questions that need answers. Jada shows up yet again. I guess she's trying to pull what Donna did when she got fired early in the season. And I guess she figures if I keep showing up, I'll get my job back. However, Tati's already been hired, so there's nothing she can do. She's there trying to plead her case, and after a while, she's like, you know what, this is becoming embarrassing. If you guys don't want me here, I'll leave. Dramatic exit. And she just leaves. So hopefully that's the last we'll see of Tati. I doubt it though, because somebody said she's pregnant by Teddy. Teddy said he never smashed, so immaculate conception, perhaps? I don't know. So yeah, now Alex just stormed in and he has an attitude, so let's see what that's about. All right, so we don't know the reason that Alex has this massive attitude when he shows up, but Sky whispers over to my train of thought keeps going away. Sky whispers over to Donna and is like, did you tell him about the Mo stuff? And she was like, no, so shut up. And he comes back, I guess he overheard, and he goes, Mo, why is his name in there or whatever? And she would try to take him to the back to talk about it separately. However, he's not interested, so they get to hash this out in front of everybody. You know, they're arguing back and forth, and he assumes she's still sleeping with Mo. And, you know, it just gets heated, and another picture gets snatched off the wall. And dramatic exit. What was funny is that walk, the way he walked out was kind of like, it was a real Urkel, for lack of a better term. But we'll see what else happens with that. All right, and in the preview for the next episode, they're doing a team building event, a team building weekend full of events, and Sky's the hostess, so we know that's going to be a shit show as well. So tune in and see.